Buffs Nation coming at you with a third video today. Happy Friday, and this is unprecedented stuff. I've never posted this much, but this comes at the request of a friend that wanted me to talk a little bit about possibilities of any Colorado Buffaloes that could be drafted as we go into day 2 and day 3 of the NFL draft. Of course, this is a big weekend, I think, for Coach Prime. Not because of the Buffaloes and our 1-11 football squad last year, but because Aubrey Smith is likely to be drafted either today or tomorrow from Jackson State, and that's a great thing. But back to the University of Colorado. Again, we were a 1-11 football team last year, and that didn't mean that we had zero guys that could play potentially at the NFL level, but we didn't have a lot. And that's just being kind, putting it that way. But there is one player in my mind that I think we could see drafted on day 3 at some point. I think most likely will probably be an undrafted free agent. Of course, there are some other Buffs that have been training for the NFL. To name a few, you have wide receiver Daniel Arias, you have Isaiah Lewis, cornerback, you have Guy Thomas, that's an edge, you have Terrance Lang, that was a defensive lineman, captain, if I remember correctly. But again, we didn't really have much output from our defense last year, and offense. But I think a lot of those guys, if they do end up on NFL rosters, it's going to be because they were undrafted free agents brought into camp. And I think you'll see some of those guys probably end up playing USFL ball or XFL ball next year as well. But there's one guy to keep your eye on, and that's linebacker, inside linebacker Quinn Perry. Like I said, Quinn Perry was highly productive. He had 71 tackles, 5 of them were for a loss. He had 1 sack for 9 yards at the inside linebacker position. He had a fumble recovery and a couple pass deflections as well. And again, when you look at some of his combine numbers, maybe not exactly at that mean with some of the testing compared to like the guys who were at the combine compared to what he did at his pro day, rather, not the combine. So I think you could see him, if there's a specific team that likes him, take a flyer on a player like this in the 6th or 7th round. But in terms of potential Colorado Buffaloes that you'll see go today in rounds 2 and 3, I think the odds are pretty much zero for that. It was a rough year for our program this past year, but hopefully, moving forward, we'll see plenty of Colorado Buffaloes drafted, throughout all 3 days of the NFL draft moving forward. But I'm going to keep this video a little short. Again, Buffs fans, I would really like to hear from y'all. If you disagree with me, if you agree with me, are any of these guys from last year, you think any of them will be drafted? We'll just have to see. But right now, keep your eye on Quinn Perry, okay? So thanks for checking out my video. Again, I talk a lot about Colorado Buffaloes, Coach Prime. We'll be interested to see where Aubrey Smith goes as well. And Jackson State fans, please let me know if there are other guys from this past year's team that we should keep an eye on over the weekend with the draft. Would love to hear you guys chime in the comments talking about that. So until next time, subscribe, like, comment if you haven't, and SKO Buffs.